Okay. Hey, it's another episode of Candace Michelle Views where I'll be giving my opinion on what I am viewing on any mainstream media platform that you could think of. So what's up, whoever pops out to this live? I know I'm mad random. Yeah, if you've been watching my channel, that's just how it's been. Especially I try to come up more than once it seems like once every 4 weeks, but it just does not pan out that way. So especially like with this laptop, so I think I'm gonna just stick it to like once per 4 weeks. If definitely try not to make it go past that. But anyway, bear with me, people. So yeah, just going over some things. I'm just gonna go over some random things, especially like recapping my last live. I know I haven't been up here for a while, but I know the last live, I think where I left off, I was talking about like bombs and stuff like that, like whatever. So yeah, and as you could see, right after my live, I think it was like a week or so later. Um, there was like earthquakes happening. And, if you look, I got footage of the earthquakes. If you look at the earthquakes that was happening in Turkey with the turkey necks, you could see that it's kind of like 9/11, like where some of the buildings was coming straight down and not timbering. So you could kind of understand that that's probably demolition, especially in the areas that they were having these bombs in. It seemed like that it was empty areas, like they already had it evacuated. So it just seems like it was already evacuated and it was being demoed, which is like bombs taking these buildings down. Even though they said a lot of people, I think 34,000 lost their lives, but I'm just not really the footage that they're showing me. It just seems like it's deserted areas where it was just like a couple people there that was probably a part of the demolition. But anyway, these things, they always make it seem like it's earthquakes and natural disasters, but a lot of these things are happening construction wise, like where they're getting like new deals and new buildings and new money, so don't think that these people are like, people could be losing their lives. A lot of people probably are getting lost into it, but a lot of people are not really dying. It just like with like 9/11, I don't know. I can't really call it. I just feel like they do it at a time where they know no one's going to really be there. It's very empty, but yet they report that a lot of people passed away. So and then like new buildings, new infrastructure happens. So I just feel like everything they do is a scam. And nothing they do is sincere. Nothing they do is about like people passing and they're just being so sad over these natural disasters. Nothing like that ever really is occurring in the news. They just always make it seem like that. But a lot of these things are done on purpose, pre-planned, and literally going to be probably rebuilt because they're going to get money behind it and things like that. You see what I'm saying? So they're reporting like 34,000 died, but they're probably going to get a lot of money behind those people dying and new infrastructure, things like that. So I just feel like these things are always scams, and it's happening around a time when they already had distributed a lot of money towards that area. Russia, Turkey, and all that is in the same region in the eastern area, Middle Eastern, Northern Eastern. It's still the European Eastern area. Yeah, so let me see. Let me go through some things. I see like literally no one's here in my chat, so I'm super random and I have no idea in my chat. But that's okay. I'm just gonna still kick it through the video, and whoever wants to watch it later on could do so. Since I've been trying to come up here, but I just can't keep a permanent schedule really. At this point, I'm just gonna just keep like putting videos up when I feel like it, and hopefully people watch it. So anyway, yeah, so I feel like I did, of course, the thing that happened in Ohio as well. So I just feel like a lot of this stuff, like where they're saying like the Ohio, so they're saying like Ohio had a train derailment. Hey, Angel cute face. I'm glad somebody's here because I really can't see how, like, if anybody's viewing, but I see nobody's in the chat. So I'm like, ooh, ain't nobody here. But, it's all good because, like, my views have been going down a little bit. And I just feel like my views are going down because mostly every time I come on live and I predict things, it just seems like it always happens the very next week. And I just feel like they are minimizing my views, so I could probably discourage from coming up here and like predicting and talking about things that I feel like is actually going to happen, and they do actually happen. Because I definitely said it was going to be a bomb over here, like a kablooey over here in the East Side area, and that's exactly where it's happening at. And when I talked about the genocide and the wipe and clean California, about how they murdered a lot of people in California. They wiped California clean at one point in history. And I feel like the massacres that was happening over in that area, like the predictions are like super on point. And I feel like they're just like punishing me for that. But anyway, it's okay. But I'm glad you guys are here, and whoever else that pops out, or, can watch it later, because I'm going to still give my predictions. I'm still going to like continue to push the narrative of, just lost, and no one's really lost. We don't have a voice. The voice that we have, they give to someone else, a different ethnic culture background group, and they don't speak for us at all. They speak for us, but they don't speak for us. So I'm always going to advocate. I feel like once I started advocating for, like, the lost voice of the American Negro from the South and the Midwest, and, also towards the West when they all migrated as well in other areas. When I advocate for them, I feel like a lot of views get lost because it's not enough people that supports Negroes. Negroes don't even support Negroes. Like, it's so many Negro channels that don't shout me out, don't say nothing about me. And it's like, you don't have to, but like, don't make it seem like you're so big or you're so more important. Which, with all these small pages, even like Tasha K, in my opinion, is a small page. Like all these small pages, like to a point where they can't never mention or can't even bring up a little sheet to say, hey, these are all these people that are like trying to band together, have a voice, so it could be as loud as it could be. But they don't get that part. It's like, and so anyway, sometimes I feel like I gotta just not, I wouldn't say give up because that's what we usually do with each other, but I'll just have to just take a backseat, and when I have time, I'll be advocating. But anyway, I feel like when I do come up here, I have to explain some of the stuff that I do predict. That's what I really like to do. That's why I do lives, because I like to really talk about the things that I'm seeing, viewing, and then I like feel like, oh, this is something that's already happened, and they have us in this hamster wheel, and this stuff is repeating itself. So I could predict it because it's repeating itself. So that's kind of weird, but it's not weird. You gotta like now pay attention and say, hey, this is what's happening. It's not weird. And you could kind of like now acknowledge and, reset. They are always resetting, but now you could kind of reset, the hamster wheel on your own regard of whatever that means to you. A lot of people think it means marching. A lot of people think it means like, I don't know what, but usually it means to boycott. Like, that is going to be like the main goal, is boycotting. That's when, just like in history, when they boycotted the bus, it didn't last for a day or two. But when you're marching and doing all this marching and trying to change, and not even trying to change laws, you guys are marching, and I don't see anybody taking any signatures at that time for like to change some type of laws or to add some type of something towards Congress, or to get passed. Like, they passed these Chinese laws so fast. They passed another law, I believe, to give police. It's like some police law or something. It's like they ripped us off with that, because now they're giving the police more money, like a whole bunch of money for reforming. And it's like, that was the plan, to give them more money, hoping that they reform, to have better training. So it's just a scare. It's just them always getting more money, and and of course coming off the worker, which will be, the little person. They always act like rich people are giving money, but it's not true. They always have. They're giving back the same money that they spent. It's like, I don't know. It's just it's a scam all around the board, just to keep you as a slave. Technically, you have became a slave once you got into this social security world of you paying all this tarf to your, like, your king. You're like your so anyway, the tarf tax, whatever. It's all the same shit, where they make you pay to breathe and eat. So you gotta pay Debo to eat and breathe. And some people don't have to live the same kind of rules as majority of Negroes are doing, and minorities and other people that didn't make the cut with their immigrant family members that are in the winner circle. But for some reason, people that's even in the winner circle that's technically a trust fund baby, don't have to work, doesn't have to do anything in life if they don't really want to, have businesses, but they're not really running any businesses. They're a bunch of CEOs that don't really do nothing. They have other people. So this because it gets that passed down to them. So these people, benefit off of that, and of course we don't. So anyway, I don't know what I was talking about before I got into that, but I did want to talk about the kablooey things. I feel like I predicted that. I don't care how much people think I'm not predicting things. I don't see nobody else like saying Pacific stuff or Pacific areas, and it literally happens the next week or two after. So that's just something I feel like I'm only noticing I'm doing, and I do think people are talking about things, but they're not like literally being a prophet about it. Like literally saying this is going to happen, and I feel like get the crystal ball out and things start swirling and I pass out and my nose start to bleed. Like I don't think no one else is like going through that kind of like prophecy where they're giving like information that they feel like it's going to happen in the near future. Like, and you literally can see it play out where things are actually happening in that sense. So anyway, the most recent thing that happened in Ohio, I feel like it was a kablooey. And it's on the east side. It's over here. Like I said, Ohio is a big state, in, the biblical history. So I just feel like they're when they do things like that, they're getting rid of things like evidence and stuff like that. I don't think, they're making any changes. Like I think they said it was like a derailment. So I don't know, but usually it's nothing really going on, but that they are hiding and covering things up. Usually that's what the kablooies are for. But anyway, anyway, so I really wanted you guys to see this as well, because this was another thing I was talking about. This is another thing I was talking about. So now they're saying, before I showed you guys that it's 85% of people in the northeast Midwest area. So the Northeast, Midwest, South, Southern area, is 85% of the people. And then 20% of the people is towards the West, like California, Oregon, Washington, the states that no one really lives in because the resources are not as great as it is towards the Northeast and the Midwest. So anyway, that's where all the, excuse me, I still got this film, but anyway. So now, as you can see from the results of that, it's not shocking that now they're saying 82% of Mexico is empty, completely empty. And of course, it's like the whole area where most of those, they say Haitians, but they're not really Haitians. They're like the original Spaniard Negroes that got tossed all over the place and come up with, the black people, the blackened people that went past the equator that supposedly got cursed, but came back with the stolen blood right. The people that we really have beef with, the West Indian, French, whatever you want to call him, those people really are origin from Mexico area. Those darkened when they started going towards that equator. So now it seems like they got their lick back towards the American Negro, their so-called twin. You see what I'm saying? It seems like they got their lick back finally. They're all crowded out in here. Who knows what happened to the Negro? Let people like my mother and them tell it. We don't even know where Negroes is really at no more. Like, I don't really see Negroes like that no more. Like, it's kind of starting to get weird. Like, where's the Negroes at? And I see some Negroes, but it's just like, I know what she's saying. Like, it used to be a lot of Negroes, like in the 90s and stuff like that. Now it's just like, where's all the Negroes at? And it's just a lot of other things, other, categories here that they just pile us up into one category, for whatever reasons that happens to the Negro for. We get piled up in one category. So you see that I was not bullshitting about everybody being here, everybody scooching up in here. And of course, with the biblical times of them going through their floods and their famine, that they all got to come and get, or if they don't come here and get, asylum, if they don't come here and get the asylum, the Savior, the Jesus Christ saving them, the children of God saving these people, giving them space, even though we're not agreeing to it, we're still allowing it. we don't have to allow anything. We have more power than we ever express. So, we're allowing them to be here. Jesus Christ Savior, God's children, not saying shit, letting people come all up on top of us, and they'll get the better jobs once they get situated in their homes and their, all the things, the benefits that they're going to get off of your tax-paying money. They're going to get the better jobs and everything. That's what they're coming here for. So yeah, I was not bullshitting about that. Like, it's obvious all the stuff that I have been saying is accurate. And at some point, everybody and their mother going to think they're going to be in this little spot between the alopecia mountains and the Rocky Mountains. And the alopecia, I say alopecia, but I know it's not called that. God give me on how I speak in my tongue. But that the alopecia, where we're safe at flat land or whatever. Because most of this other stuff is just rocky road. It's not the best out there. It's not top tier. So anyway, so we're in the top tier area. Everybody wants to be here. Mexico got they lick. They all up in here. And it's not just like the Mexican, Native Indian. It's the Haitian. It's the Venezuela, Black, Negro, Eve Jean woman and her broads of West Indian children, Panamanian, whatever you want to call it, Caribbean, Dominican, all of them. They all piling up and leaving from where they're from. And, so, yeah, I've always been accurate about everything I say. So it's just weird that they still, don't you see now that like the mainstream media on TV is kind of like talking about Negro history a little bit, especially since it's like Black History Month, which just is Black History Month is a joke because they have like African people, they have like an African commercial talking about Black inventors, right? They had like this commercial. I want to find it. But they were like talking about inventors, and it's like some African dude, some like British looking West Indian kind of guy, right? Because we all understand that the Dutch is the British, is the Jamaican, we understand that that's all because the Dutch become British when they start mixing with the American Negro. So that's why Stringer Bell from like The Wire, Stringer Bell, what's his name? That plays Stringer Bell. I don't remember his name. He's a good looking guy. Dark skinned guy from The Wire. I don't know his name. Elba. He's British, but we thought he was like a dude from the hood. We thinking he a black guy from the hood, but he's actually a British guy with an accent. So it's just like, it's because when they come over and they start to mix in, they could easily say, hey, like I'm like this, I'm a Negro, or they could do whatever they want if they want to. So that's the British, to me, in my opinion, I feel, because that's the way history is, of course, anyway. If you really pay attention, they're telling you the people coming from the Pacific Island, Solomon Island and stuff, the Pacific Islander person, that would be more like Irish descent, not Scottish, but Irish descent, Irie, Dutch, we like past the Dutch. Y'all gotta understand that this is all and this is why the Jamaicans now are more majority of business owners, this and that, than it will be any others because of the French and, the connection of their background, their history. So those two black groups getting together, making those kingdoms, and people got to understand that the American Negro had the best, they came upon us. And I remember a lot of Negroes are saying, Southern Negroes are saying, like, the French had a lot of taste. They were very fancy. And when they came here, they utilized our stuff. And we both were creating great things. They were creating mansions and things like that of that nature. I believe that's what the John Smith and the Pocahontas story is all about. The Dutch and the American Negro doing what they did before they had these weird Manhattan, Amsterdam, Jewish, Russian people come and buy Manhattan, so-called purchase Manhattan, and all this other bullcrap. Well, I don't know what I just clicked. I hope that don't mess something up. So anyway, yeah, so we got to understand that. So I don't know. That's just irritating. I don't know what be going. That's how I'm doing with this laptop. I'm trying to get something else. So when I do get like a PC where it's not going to be, I realize doing lives and stuff is better on a PC, but I don't have a PC. So my PC is, I haven't had a PC since mad long because everybody does laptops, but I feel like a PC would be better for like live and streaming. because the lag time and all the things that happen on this laptop is just not worth even, like, that's what makes me really not come up here, because it's like really difficult to even get this thing started, to jump start it up. So anyway, yeah, so you see mainstream media keeps trying to push this narrative of this slave Negro. But when you see the African men in the commercial giving the history of the black inventors, they're all American Negroes. You don't see not one African. They have like a British African person explaining it, but he's showing all Negro inventors, like that invented the escalator, that invented the a lot of electrical things. So if he's inventing the escalator in like the 18 something, that means he was an engineer. That means he was electronical, a smart person, a guy named Otis, I believe. And anybody named Otis, I'm pretty sure is a Negro from the South. So Otis creating the escalator and things like that, the elevated times and the trains, that was all Negroes' creations of, Benjamin Franklin figuring out how to conduct the electricity. So it's just crazy how and I don't know if Benjamin Franklin actually did it, but that's the story, of Benjamin Franklin and why he's one of the four founding fathers, because he was going out with like metal rods and things like that, trying to figure out how to utilize just like Back in the Future, like it's something like a play off of that, where he was figuring out how to utilize and control the electricity or how it works. So anyway, I'm not really knowledgeable of all how everything works, but I am aware of like the conductor and the insul. Like I understand a lot. So, like the fibers and how everything conducts itself, how it works, how we make it work. So it's not really difficult to understand that. You always need an input and an output, and some iron. Always have some iron and some rubber around it so you won't get, or if you're doing like coils, you need fiber optic, and receiver. So when you understand that part of engineering, so you won't be too lost in life. You understand what I'm saying? I know like the basics of a lot of stuff, because I understand at one point you never know when you will be on your own, or something may happen where they as times where they have you off the grid, or you choose to be off the grid, or they force you into a situation where you're on your own. Yeah, so anyway, I just feel like I was trying to find a video where they was showing this guy like try to explain Negro history, and I just thought that was weird. And I see that it's as you can see right here, like you see how they always was already photoshopping. So like even in the 1920s, they were already photoshopping. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like they already, and I showed a lot of pictures like this where they act like they were building it, but it was already built. It was already built, and they were acting like this was being built, and they were just taking a bunch of photo ops in photoshopping. So imagine how much of these people are big liars. Like, now that you realize this is not real, and he's photoshopping it in the 1920s. If they were photoshopping already, they already do a Photoshop, like pretending. So you could imagine what was going on before that, and they're not telling the truth about the timelines about technology. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if we got American Negroes making escalators and things like that, it's like how much of a slave, how much time do a slave have to become that smart into engineering and composing an escalator when you got to work in the field from sun to dawn? Because our whole history is about being a slave. Like they don't want the American Negro don't have no other history but being a slave. They try to make it seem like the American Negro did not exist until the 18 something, after Africans and Europeans were intermixing with each other with maybe some native Indians. And mind you, the native Indians are supposed to be these people. When we know that nobody dressed like this or looked like this lived in the South. Nobody that looked like this or dressed like this lived in the South or the Northeast. They would not have been able to survive with those kind of outfits. So the whole depiction of them living in teepees and putting on these little tiny outfits, they wouldn't have survived the winters, the cold winters in Canada, the cold winters in New York and, New Jersey, in Connecticut, Pennsylvania. It wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. But when they showed pictures of American Negroes back in these times, they showed them in nice, deep, thick clothing, nice cloth clothing, church-like clothing. So you got to understand that these people have been there. They always dwell there. They're dressed appropriate in the area. These people will be more towards Mexico, where they have evacuated after they evacuated from where, from Alaska and, from the blubberland, China and stuff like that. So anyway, I consider them, no, they are nomads. In history, they're nomads. They become Chinese. They become, other things. Russian, Jewish when they come down and get some sunlight. They become Jewish when they get some sunlight over here. And of course, they become Native Indians and Mexican when they get some sunlight. But usually they're coming from the nomad area of a very cold region of Russia, China, and I wouldn't say Alaska, but yes, part of Alaska as well. But anyway, my main point of being up here was to talk about Chris Brown. So I don't know how I got on this subject, because once I start talking about history, I just don't stop. But I think it was because I was talking about how Mexico was empty. So I'm done with talking about my last lives and how I predicted the kablooey stuff that happened towards the east. If you want to watch my last live, you can see I specifically said that. And about how everyone is compacting over here. And now Mexico is empty. As you can see the proof of it now as they're recording it as they go, that I'm not bugging. Okay, so we're going to get off that subject because I'm going to start my history lectures back up. I'm going to come back with a history lecture next. I don't think I'm going to talk about celebrities, but I did want to talk about Chris Brown because it was like literally right in our face through this whole time. Hey, I just want to say what's up to the chat. I'm glad some people are here. I was all lonely. Hey, Missy, Red Class, Hour, Yi Sun. Hey, Jessica P. And Yi Sun thought it was running for nothing. LMMPOO. Hey, Chris Brown is a AD from No Jumper in prosthetics. He's also AD from No Jumper. I don't watch No Jumper. I heard of him, but I don't actually watch it because like anybody that's in the industry and stuff that's still trying to be in the industry, I feel like they are a rainbow. They want them rainbow transmissions. So I just don't even follow No Jumper because people still want to be a part of that world, which is weird when people are saying that guys are getting smashed in through every hole and it's like you're still going for it. But independently, I think, but people need better platforms. They need to stop going to platforms like these, these Caribbean or these whatever platforms or why they're on big platforms because it's a scam. Anyway, and I'm not supporting that. But whoever watched No Jumper, great. And I'm done with that rant. But yeah, I don't know who AD is from Jumper, but I'll look because Chris Brown could be playing a lot of roles. And I never really looked into the roles Chris Brown's playing because Chris Brown is like one of those celebrities that don't really be out there like on the he doesn't be like on a TikTok every day. He doesn't be so you could tell like he's probably doing a lot for the industry, for the people, for his comrades, his group, his cult, his back the people that have his back and they have their back. They all are one as we should have been. We're all separated, and that's the issue, right? So anyway, so they trust and believe these people are not. They are sticking together because they understand how important it is. So Chris Brown could be playing a lot of roles, and I believe that Blueface is one of them. He could, and to tell you the truth, in my opinion, I think he's playing Chris Rock too. I don't know how they're doing it, but something's saying that he could possibly be playing Chris Rock in Blueface. But 9 times out of 10, Chris Brown could be playing Blueface in prosthetics. I never really noticed that, but now when Blueface mother came and right out told us that, you gotta understand that a lot of these things that they do is mockery, and they put stuff right in your face because you're weird enough to say, "Oh, she doesn't really mean that." Like I keep doing that for some reason, and you don't have to do that. You gotta really start taking some of the stuff they're saying serious because they literally are saying stuff seriously in mockery. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like they're mocking you, saying, "Look, this guy's a prosthetic, but you think I'm joking, but you think I'm joking." And I'm gonna let you clowns laugh. You see what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day. So that's what they're really doing. They're really like, I don't care if Chris Brown is not playing the role of Blueface. He has to have some type of connected to him. It could be that they're making kids in earpods now. Like it's so easy to make these people now in earpods. They're not even doing the incubator stuff that they was doing in 18 something. So Blueface could be just like in the protocol of Chris Brown and his group of people that was probably made in these little pod forms when it's like 3 to 4 to a pod. It could be Blueface could have very well been a part of that pod, and they keep these people in certain like these people are well aware. The mothers, everybody is participants. This is just the way their livelihood is passed down to them ever since the beginning of the scam. Like with these Knight Templars, and like think about it. It's like Knight Templars is kind of like a template, and then King Arthur like a writer. Like I gotta start really paying attention. You understand what I'm saying? Like King Arthur and the Knight templates. Like put a template. You know what a template is, right? Like something that's already pre-written out, and all you gotta do is just fit your shit in there. So like King Arthur and the Knight Templars, and Templar like in Spanish, and just gotta really pay attention to how scammy this shit is. Like the scam is on the American Negroes and ignorant people that's just came onto this country poor and didn't really want to benefit off of the stuff you could benefit off of being here. They rather benefit off of it a different way than benefit off of an education and getting a good job, because they could benefit how they got the poor. They got the poor. So the American Negro is a fucking joke here, okay? And it's because we are majority of here. And I don't know where the fuck we are at nowadays. I think our numbers are super fucking low. And it's a lot of people here. You see them. You see them in Manhattan. They all outside. And look at all those people that's outside homeless. Am I bugging, or is it all grown men? Like I don't really see no women. No, it's like a little bit of older women, a little bit of mother, but it's majority grown adult men. And I feel like, why do they got so many grown adult men here? Because they probably need to get more police. They probably need to fill. It's like they're filling up position, and they're getting these people in here. They have hotels and stuff, trying to get a hotel. Like it's like they're not, they feel like they're not getting a 5-star treatment. It's like you shouldn't be getting any treatment, but they're like complaining about a lot. And when they complain about a lot, they get things done and they get their resources and they get what they want. So, and it's going to be off the backs of idiots that never says nothing. Let them keep rising the prices on everything on you. And you never complain, you never do nothing about it. But look at these people, they just get here and they're like, bah, 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 and they're making things happen. They want the news there, they want this there, they want this happening. People got to start getting together. Even if you feel like you could afford it, why do it anyway? Like, you understand? Why just throw away extra this and extra that just because you could? Like, have a little bit of a brain. If you let them take an inch, they're going to start taking a foot. And it's going to get to a point where even you, the people that's comfortable, is not going to be comfortable. But then you really ain't going to have too much of the people beneath you help, because they're going to be already out the box. And then when it's time to take you out, the middle person, you're going to be easily defeated. So people need to really start understanding what bracket they're in, and stop putting it in like 3 or 4 different categories. It should be like one big category and then one small category of like 5% and up. You know what I'm saying? Like majority of people that's doing well and stuff should still be with other people, because those 5%, they could always make up and do whatever they want, because they have a big control over rules and paperwork and that stuff. They could write you off in paperwork and say you dead. Because that's how powerful the pen is, and the paperwork, and King Arthur and these Templar templates. That's how important that stuff is. Paperwork is very important. You can make a lot of money off of paperwork. You could do a lot of scamming off of paperwork. You could pretend you're somebody else off of paperwork. Indians love to call you for your information every day. Every day they're on the phone asking you for your information. They love identity theft. That's what they do for a living. So don't be discouraged about how these people come like they're regular people and they're all nice and this and that, because they're well aware of what they're here for, how it affects other people. And, I'm pretty sure people ain't that silly to not understand the effects that it causes when a big, giant, large sum of people come upon somebody else and they win more than the person that was always here. And that person is not only not winning, they're being attacked by every which way that you could think of. Like, as if they say with the perms, now with the perms, if you was having a perm in your head, if you got any kind of cancer, it would like the baby powder or whatever, but perms, like you literally making us put perms. Perms is target for like Negro with black people of color, you know what I'm saying? Negro more based women that has certain texture here. So, like you literally like gotta understand it's an attack on people. So you don't give somebody this kind of product and then 20 years later say, hey, it might have been giving you cancer. It's too late at this point, and now they know that nobody's even using it. So I think it's like to the point where nobody's even using it. So it's like, well, it's already not really a big, they're more putting, now you got to understand that they're putting cancer stuff into these natural hair products. That's why most of the stuff I use is like, I'm using like refrigerator stuff. If you don't understand what that means, like I'm trying to use like refrigerator things. I don't really even use anything that's preservative on shelves. I like to see stuff rot. If things are not rotten, I feel like, okay, I should not be using it or I should not be dealing with it. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's starting to get crucial on how much you can moderate things, but everything that you're taking in moderation is like a preservative cancer based thing. You got to be very careful, because even if you're moderating everything you use, if everything you're using is cancer based, even down to like the cream that you're using to moisturize your skin and lotion your hair. So it's an attack. It's an attack. It's a big war. They need to make space. I think they made a lot of space. You see why they made the space. So yeah, let me get off that subject. So anyway, thanks everybody for that is really here with me. Everybody that came in just to get back on the Chris Brown. Just to get back on Chris Brown. Yeah, like you can see all these people. Okay, here it is right here.
I never say nothing. We all went and did the crime, so we gotta take the time. You know, some. You guys are gonna give me the most time, but they did it too. Like, dude, it's crazy. Yeah, he's saying they did it too because y'all always putting Negroes at the bottom of the fucking barrel.
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about there. I said I'm like Negroes. I tell you, I get riled up. I don't know what the hell I be talking about, but it always come back to Negroes. I'm telling you.
I don't say nothing, but we all went and did the crime, so we gotta take the time. You know
so he like we all did and went to crime. I just feel like what he's saying is very subliminal. This guy know he's a fake character. He's a made up character. His face looks very fake. They already showed his hair looking mad straight, right? And I feel like Chris Brown is starting to make his hair look very straight too. Let me see if I can find that picture of Chris Brown, where Chris Brown is like I feel like Chris Brown is kind of making his hair like really straight. So anyway, you got to understand that this thing is a whole scam anyway. Because Chris Brown, like I said, they always run in the same group. Like you see how he's trying to make his hair like all like straight, like where it's not really like Negro texture anymore. He has like a different texture, and I feel like that's just like playing off of like where he's going on with Blueface and Blueface character. So anyway, the Blueface character, you gotta understand. Like, look how Chris Rock. Her name is Chris. Chris. You see what I'm saying? So that's another thing that I was like, dag, they putting it right in your face. Where we was not thinking about Blueface until Chris Rock started to mess with him. Then next thing you know, Blueface is like important because of Chris Rock. So I just feel like Chris Brown's second character, Blueface, was not winning. Because remember, Chris Brown started to try to be a rapper. Chris Brown was trying to be a rapper at the time that Blueface really hit the scene. You see what I'm saying? And we don't know who Blueface is. Blueface is some guy that's really acting like he's Blueface is acting like he's like some type of thug, like some type of basically because Chris Brown was trying to be blood, right? Chris Brown was trying to be blood. Yeah, Chris Brown was trying to be blood at some point, and I feel like Blueface is Crip. You see what I'm saying? Like Blueface is Crip. Like he's like the total opposite of what Chris Brown was being. You see what I'm trying to say about them? So basically, Chris Brown wanted to start rapping. He thought he was a blood, right? He stopped being blood, but now he could be a rapper and he could be Crip. You see what I'm trying to say with his fake character? Because people act like they know who Blueface is, but like I said, some of these people could be selling the rights to their name and their likeness. They could be selling the rights to their name and their likeness. Like, say if I get real popular one day, right? Say Candace Michelle Views get very popular one day, and I say, I got people offering me, like the chicken salad lady, right? The chicken salad lady was like that. She had big names coming to her saying, hey, let me take your voice. and let me take this sound. Like, oh, it's a chicken salad, blah, blah, blah. And they wanted to buy it from her. But they was offering her like 2,000, 5,000, something like very little, very little. Even though she even though she might not do nothing going forward or she might not be as popular because I mean, just saying a chicken salad is not like rocket science. Like, I don't think you become a billionaire off of it, but still they was trying to lowball her, play her. So they was trying to buy her voice, her likeness, this and that, and she would probably be no longer needed. They could get a woman that looked like her and just be, you know what I'm saying, utilizing and utilizing. So some of these people could be like, Blueface could have been a real person. They put these people in little communities. They don't even live to the communities for long. They end up blowing up at young ages. So they're not really, when you're from somewhere, that means your family's from there. You grew up there. You're still there. You're having your kids there. Like, these people are not from somewhere. They are not doing that. They are like literally saying they're from somewhere and then they're like 10, 15. He's saying that the mother was saying that Blueface knew Chris Brown as a kid. So that means Blueface is already in the mix of a neighborhood that he can even know Chris Brown in. You see what I'm trying to say? Because Chris Brown is a celebrity at 14, and then what was Blueface until recently? Like, what, 4 or 5 years ago when Cardi B came out or whatever, and they did that song with him and pulled him out of nowhere. And people were like, oh, well, I knew Blueface. It's like, bro, but some of these people are planted. And some of these people was never going to stay in the hood for long. And they never was, like, they don't know when their time is going to be and how they're going to jump off, but they are well aware of the process of trying to get there. You see what I'm trying to say? They're not going for the jobs. They're not going for the school learning. They're going for I'm trying to do these things. I know this person. I know that person. They're going to put me on these platforms. You know what I'm saying? And it's all a circle. So anyway, I believe that Chris Brown is in prospects playing Blueface. He wanted to be a rapper. He did want to be a gang member. This is like his fantasy secondary character. And then when his character didn't really go nowhere as he thought. So think about it, right? When Blueface came out, he was in a song with Cardi B, right? And he said that her vagina smelled, right? So think about it, because Cardi B was talking to Offset, right? And at the time, Chris Brown was not getting along with Quavo, right? Because Quavo so-called was dating Karrueche or tried to talk to Karrueche at 2.3, even though Karrueche Tran is a transgender mission, in my opinion. I feel like all these girls, most of them are transmissions, especially a lot of these, you see a lot of these Asian women, like Puff Daddy's new girlfriend, baby mother, whatever, her name is something Tran as well. A lot of these Asian last names are Tran. Like and then a trans slave, and they're supposed to be these Indians. So remember that, because they are super trans. Them Chinese Asians are super trans, okay? Because they're like the worst. The DNA is they're Chinese because of a lot of issues, okay? They're Asian because of a lot of issues, DNA coding wise, okay? So are y'all following me? I be wanting y'all to follow me. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on. But anyway, yeah, are y'all following me? So Chris Brown doesn't get along with Quavo, so I'm not shocked that Chris Brown character Blueface tried to beef with Cardi B, so he won't have to be in that group with him, so they don't have to correspond together. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, so now you don't have to worry about Blueface being around Quavo or none of them, and Chris Brown isn't going to be either because he doesn't like neither character like them for some reason. Okay, so now that Blueface did the song with Cardi B, which I feel like is why he attacked Cardi B, because Chris Brown doesn't like that group. Now he's not really that hot, Blueface. So he comes up with Chris Rock she was already an actor. If you don't see all the stuff, all the footage she has done prior, she always looks like the same age. Like, she's already a grown woman, like probably her 18, 19-year-old, like just how they cast with the movies, pretending she's like some 14-year-old, something like that. And that's not really how 14-year-old, 15-year-olds look like. They look like little babies. In reality, a lot of 14-year-old, 15-year-olds look like little babies. They don't really look like how Chris was like at 18, 19, when you're a little bit more developed, you look a little bit like. So anyway, now I feel like they came up with this Chris Rock character, And of course, her name is Chris Rock, like a crackhead. And then she got a missing tooth. Like, this is all a part of the character, right? Chris Rock, her playing this crackhead type acting role. In the name Chris. So the girl that brings Blueface character back to life has the name Chris. Of course, in the name Rock. But the name Rock is just like made up. I don't think that's her real name, right? So, yeah, so just to see, show you that the mother was advising. The mother was advising. Behind you. Okay? We done been through. She's saying Chris Brown owes Blueface an apology, and she's saying that basically Blueface was following behind him, like following behind you. Okay? We done been through a lot. Chris Brown should have kept it to them white folks. Okay? You done threw the color folks under the bus, boy. What you doing over there, huh? Do you need the mama to talk to you? You don't throw us under the bus. You throw them other folk under the bus. You was doing good when you had them other folk under the bus. Now go ahead and rewrite that. Mockery, yes. Jessica P. Your mama told you don't be putting us under that bus. She is the mama. That is Chris Brown's. And another thing. In my opinion, that is Chris Brown's mother. She probably got a little bit of brown face on or whatever. And she's like, you don't let the mother talk to you. Like, like the way how she said that whole thing was weird. And it was definitely mockery, like, oh, he following you. So it's just like, okay, they trying to be funny with us with this lady, because the mothers are definitely like, who moms be on Instagram and who moms be doing that? So, even if you a young mother, who moms is really doing what these women are doing? They always it seems like they're not living their own lives. They're just helping when they need to come in and help. They're part of the circus act or the performance that people think are real scenarios. But you got to understand that this is a stage no matter what. Even when they outside acting like they fighting, it's always cameras there. It's a stage no matter what. So they're always in actor's mode. And this could very much be Chris Brown's mother as well, as the way how she was talking. So I just feel like this is obvious. They made it obvious here. So now see more of the mockery here. This is more mockery where the girl from I forget what show this is. I don't know. What show is this? This nigga think he a ninja. So of course the one that attacks him, she was the one freaking out at the very beginning. Yeah, so I just feel like you gotta understand that this is all a scam. Her attacking Chris Brown is all a part of the scam. They all are friends, right? So even with Chris Brown with Rihanna, and then now Rihanna with Chris Brown, and then all the connections with ASAP Rocky, Kylie, all of these people, they're all in the same circle. You see what I'm saying? They'll do anything to act like they still want to stay in the limelight because all this drama, all this fake stuff, what keeps them as celebrities. It keeps them as a hot topic, and people like drama for whatever reason. But yeah, it's all a circle. They're all in the same circle. If you ask me, I believe Little Baby could be the nephew that died of Jay-Z. Jay-Z nephew passed away a long time ago in a car accident. He was from Brooklyn. You would never know if this was probably Jay-Z's nephew, and he never really passed away. And yeah, so they're all a part of the scam, man. If you ask me, they all. Beyonce, ever since they said that Jay-Z was drugging her, like she's been acting like she's getting drugged by him, but in reality, she's 100% a part of the scam. She's down with the cause. She's Creole. This girl right here. Right here. I feel like this is just another scam. Because who here really looks like this? Who got hair like this? This is like another playoff of like the Orphan Annie thing. And like from Russia, like a girl coming from Russia or whatever, like this Orphan Annie. Like trust me, like the Ice Spice, like the girl from Ice, like Russia, Ice, like Let It Go, Elsa. You know, like trust me, none of these people are regular people, bro. None of them. She doesn't even give a good performance. She haven't gave a good performance yet. Oh, you think she's Christina Milian? You know what's weird? I think Christina Milian is on let me show y'all on TikTok. It's this girl on TikTok that was trying to.
She's upset.
This is the same girl. Now, mind you, I get on TikTok, I see these people are scammolers too. Look at her rock head. These people, you know, she's a January Capricorn, whatever. I don't know, she's December. I believe, I don't know. She probably December the way how she is not in shape. Like I don't know, you know, January Capricorn is very peculiar about their weight, but we're very hard on ourselves. But she could be a December Capricorn. I don't know. She's messy as hell. The fight is fake. All this stuff is fake. They all on hard drugs. You saw how she was chilling with Jamie Foxx and all of them. They all in the same. She said she was in the Playboy house a long time ago. They all porn stars. They all sex slaves. Bro, if y'all haven't seen everything that I said from these people from day one, remember from day one I was like, oh, they sex slaves, they all do coke, they all do. Now they got a movie called Cocaine Beer. They got a movie called Cocaine Beer, bro. They talking about how much, all of them talking about how much drugs they do, bro. So I was 100% correct about everything I was saying about them, bro, because I already knew, and I was already trying to hang around like these celebrities and stuff. And I realized, bro, these people are mad diabolical, bro. Like, why would you be doing all this? Like, certain stuff they was doing, I was like, who, like you willing to kill people? Like, it was weird shit going on. Where I was like, what? Like, like, you excuse me? Like, you're not that much of a nothing. I remember I had to tell somebody, bro, you bleed just like me. Like, you're not a celebrity to me. Sorry, pops. And they don't like that. They be like, rah, and then they be feeling like they could get rid of you, or they could do this to you, or they could do that to you. And it's like, I'll beat the shit out of you. Like, I don't care what you is, or like, we will just be scrapping in here. I don't know who. They need to stop bothering girls from New York or from Brooklyn, whatever, and just keep find the girls from like the small towns. Because, like, trust me, most of them moves they be trying to make is going to get them handed. Like, celebrity, no celebrity. It's like, bro, I will swing on you. Like, don't ever try me like that. Don't act like, what? And then when it's something that they say and it's an obvious no and you feel offended and they don't want you to feel offended and they get offended, that pisses me off. I don't like when somebody gets offended when I'm offended. It's like, bro, you ain't got a time right now. Like, let me have my time. Let me have my offended time. Don't you get offended more than me about some shit you did to me. Like, I don't like that personality. And then they think they could kill you too and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of weird stuff. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to be attacking them every chance that I get because of the times where I felt like it was things that I wanted to do or say, but I was a nobody. I was just a pawn. You know what I'm saying? So now I feel like nowadays it's like it's streaming time frame where anybody could have a platform, anybody could do whatever they want. And I feel like if you are aware of what was going on before, you should be exposing it. You should be putting it on a light. You shouldn't just let some of these celebrities that act like they giving some information. They're not giving no real information. I'm not even giving no real information of like, yo, like this specific situations that is not like legal or cool. Like, no way, bro. And I don't even say because it's like, bro, I don't got that. Who if you be in them situations, you don't know. Just like how Kanye and them be like, oh my kids, and this and that. It's like, bro, like, you don't know what kind of shit people be on just because you saying something about them. And look how they was acting before. So it's like, You see what I'm saying? And I know if I feel that way as a regular person, imagine somebody that has a platform that could speak and be heard. They're not really giving you no real information because they worried about everybody and themselves. Themselves probably more. But anyway, the girl, I was looking for something. See, I get distracted so easily. I was looking for the girl Christina Milian, right? So the girl, she's on here all day. So I'm just gonna like try to scroll and find her. She's usually on here all day. Like, I don't know why I can't find her now. Yeah, so I can't find her for some reason. I don't know. I believe, I'm like, yo, I don't know if she's Christina Milian or not, but she definitely looks exactly like her. And she was the one trying to vouch for Chris Rock, saying she knew Chris Rock before. Like, oh, people act like Chris Rock came out of nowhere. And like she's the person that act like she knew Chris Rock from Baltimore, whatever. But this girl went viral on TikTok, and it seemed like she lives in like a very upscale neighborhood, and she's not like some girl that lives in the same lifestyle as Chris Rock. But the thing is, because Chris Rock probably does live in that same lifestyle and community as that girl, and she's not really this girl that comes from poverty. She probably lives in these communities, you know. So of course, this girl is going to vouch. Of course, this girl is going to vouch for her. And I felt like this girl could be Christina Milian. Like, let me see. I don't know why I can't find her. That's weird. Let me see. Because it's not really hard to find her. She's like up here all day, and now I can't find her. I don't know. That's weird because she's usually up here. Okay. I'm not going to define her then. That's weird because she up here all day, and then now when I'm trying to find her page, it's like no video. Let me see. Okay, I can't find her. And like this person. Good. One more move and like all this juice. Sometimes I feel like this is the real Cardi B, and this is where she went. Big boy. I wish I had Takis. I don't have none. Cha-chas are gonna have to. Yeah, sometimes I feel like this is the old Cardi B. You can never have too much salt spaghetti. I just broke it. Yeah, so I don't know if people know. But I feel like she has the same messed up teeth as Cardi B. She looks just like how old Cardi B used to look like, and she always talk like she's Cardi B. I know some people are influenced by Cardi B and they may talk like her, but I just feel like she got so well. This is a trend, so I feel like that this person just remind me of the old Cardi B so much, and I'm trying to find the Christine Milian girl too. Like I want to like find her before I leave. I know she's gonna pop up soon because I've been fucking. That's weird that when you kind of look for somebody's card page and they don't come up. That's weird because she always is on here because they do this for a living. They do this professionally and act like they went viral, but they really, it's like they're here to promote TikTok. So they have to have people on TikTok 24/7. So they have certain people up here that goes viral and they're up here every day, all day. Oh, that's weird that I can't find this girl page. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find it because I don't know how to find people on TikTok. That's so weird because I don't know the girl name either. That's annoying. Oh well, it's not gonna do. I'm not gonna sit up here forever looking for her. No, actually, wait. Anyway, the same girl that tried to vouch for Chris Rock. Let me see. Following. I don't know. Let me see if I can find her this way. Tell the truth, I'm not good at finding people. Like, anyway, I cannot find her. That irritates me. I hate when I look for stuff and I took all that time and couldn't find her. But the girl is from TikTok, and I don't know why I can't find her video. And I believe she's Christina Milian, and she tried to vouch for Chris Rock, saying she knew Chris Rock from Baltimore. But I just feel like that was bullshit. Yeah, so that's all I really have about Chris Rock and Blueface. I do feel like Chris Rock looks like Blueface. I do feel like Blueface has like prosthetics on his face. Like I feel like this is like a made up character with all these tattoos, and it's just something about him that just doesn't look real. And I do believe that Chris Rock is not a female as well. I believe that, like, you can see it in their eyes. Like, their eyes is the same. Their eyebrows is, similar. They look like similar people. It just look like they play around with Chris Brown nose and they put foundation on him, like color. But I don't know. I feel like they put it right in our face with this. I think that Chris Brown could be playing Chris Rock as well. It's possible. They be doing a lot of weird things in life. But as you can see, I think that Chris Brown possibly could be playing Blueface. Um, Hey, Never Hungry Again. I'm glad that you're here. I know I'm just so random with my lives, and I do apologize for that. But it really is. It's really the setup. The setup is annoying. A lot of things discourage me from coming up here often. So I probably just come up here like once every month. I mean, when I first started, I was doing a video once a month, like every 4 weeks. So I think that I just never was able to do more than that. I've always been trying to, but it always seems like once a month is gonna be my little thing. But as I always do, I always try to come up here if I can, an extra time. But it's just not it. Like, I feel like a lot of people that's up here a lot is because they choose this as a career. They don't actually have a secondary job or something. So this is their job. So, when you have a job, it's like literally almost impossible to have this as a second job. And if you do want to do it as a second job, yes, but you'll be putting in a lot of overnight overtime hours, and you'll be exhausted. And I don't feel like I benefit to be exhausted over this. So, I just come whenever I feel good and want to come here, which is kind of like once a month. But I'm glad that people do that is still with me, because I feel like when you're not consistent, you do lose a lot of people that watch us. But it's up to the people if they want to check my videos out or not. I really don't care about the views, but I do care about the message and the points that I be trying to make. And I feel like it's crucial for Negroes to stick together, because it's up to Negroes to help us do whatever we are trying to achieve, because everyone else is fully aware and they're pretending or not caring about the scenarios and the situations, and they're just sticking to the script. Even though we have ripped the script up already, they are still sticking to the script of the slavery narrative that Negroes is a specimen of African and Europeans, and those fake Mexican, Indian, Asians, whatever that is, like, that's we just got here, when they know we're the originators. We're original. And especially to before I go, because I feel like that's all I really wanted to come here was to talk about the Chris Brown, and talk about how my predictions was correct. And my next predictions, of course, like I said, is what we have been building for, which is the boycotting part, the cancellation of celebrities, where they will no longer really have a platform. You see how most of them only thing they're really doing is coming on YouTube and TikTok. Like, a lot of, I be like, Dad, what? Why is this celebrity here? Why is it like? Don't y'all got somewhere else to be? Don't y'all got the TV and the movies? Like, why are y'all here with the bums, the broke people? Like, why y'all on YouTube and on TikTok with us? Like, so, I feel like they coming over to different streams, because it's like no way for them where they used to be. So we need to get them out the YouTube and the TikTok too, because it's not really fair. We don't need to see the same people and the same relatives and the same things over and over again. We need to have some inclusion, and starting to see some fresh faces, fresh people, and new material that we actually want to watch, instead of forcing us to want to watch fighting all the time, and females fighting all the time, or gay men fighting all the time, forcing the narratives on us where it's nothing else to watch. Like, let some new creators create, because y'all are either y'all are giving us nothing but reality fights or trash reality shows, to hope that we don't feel as bad as about our lives, so we watch stuff that's worse. Or you give us repeats. They keep reformatting old shows, like, oh, we're gonna give you another Rocky, we're gonna give you another Creed. We don't need another Creed based off of Rocky 5, then Creed 3. It's like, yes, Creed is nice, he's black, whatever, and it's a spin-off of Apollo. So I don't know how Negro Michael B. Jordan is. Like sometimes when they have certain features, it's like I don't know what they're mixed with. So sometimes these people are winning and they're saying, "Oh well, this is Negro," and it's really like it's not us. We're not winning. We're still not winning. This is the black people from Mexico, from Spain. Like from not Spain, but like from Venezuela or back there, Brazil and stuff, or whatever. Not even so far as Brazil, but this is more like Spaniard Negroes, and that's still not the American Negro because they're winning here in America. When is the American Negro going to win? When is they going to stop the American Negro from being only a drug dealer, only basketball almost made it? He don't never make it to the league. He don't never make it big like Scarface. He don't never like come on, give the American Negro a break one day, all right? And then you know let the American Negro women stop having to be both. Like, so they can stop saying we so masculine. It's like, bro, if we not masculine, we wouldn't eat. We wouldn't have nowhere to live. Like, we wouldn't have nothing. We wouldn't have anything because they don't give the men nothing. So we gotta play both of those. And that's pretty strong. And that's why it's something about Mary. That's why it's something about Mary. That's why it's Mary me. That's why it's a Mary Cain. That's why it's all about Mary because she's the one that's birthing the king. She's the one that birthed King James. She's the one that crowned. She's the one that has Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like Christmas, like Mary Christmas, like Mary is having Christ, right? She's having Christ. She's having this king. She's having these strong men. She's making these strong boys. She's birthing kings, okay? Because she could never be God, but she could be a goddess, But she's goddess for men. So she's birthing these gods. So anyway, yeah, let's like take it easy on us a little bit. I know we are miraculous people and we are able to do so much. Bo Jackson, we could do it all. Bo do this, Bo do that. We could do, and that's like the Bo Jack. It's the play off of the Boa, the Jack and Bo or whatever. So Bo Jackson, he does it all. He can do it everything. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean we need to be doing everything. Like, and then the black man has checked out, and the black woman has to play both. But anyway, hopefully we could get this reversal going because it's going to happen regardless. The reversal is happening. You see how biblical times where the blues and all that stuff happened here. Now it's reflecting back on Turkey and Mexico. Like the same stuff that reflected here. Now it has to, recycle. It has to be a even. This is just the way how they believe, and this is the way how it's going to go, whether we like it or not. They want to make sure the cycle continues. So whatever happens on this side mathematically in an equation has to happen on this side. You see what I'm saying? With the equator, whatever had to happen on this side has to happen on this side. So it could be a perfect answer, perfect mathematics speaking wise. You know what I'm saying? Everything is everything is numeral. I can't say these words, but anyway, I think that's all I really had today. I am gonna try to come back with my history lecture since I always talk about history no matter what, even when I talk about these celebrities, because it's all based on history. It's all based on this biblical story of why everybody is so like thinking they all that now. Like we brought a lot of future to people. We brought a lot of light. We passed the torch and brought a lot of light and clean water and electricity to a lot of people. We don't really get to reach out to everyone because the people that's helping themselves is helping themselves. But we any resources or like they say, oh, they gotta get this in Africa. They gotta get it's coming from probably over here. They're just trying to figure out how to get it to you, how to reroute all this stuff to you guys. And Europe got their stuff plugged in down packed, like they're plugged in, and you Russia them got is China them is plugged in. Okay, don't let them think they're not stealing all our energy and water and stuff. Yeah, so Mexico is fucking empty, man. And look at ASAP Rocky. He's sitting there with his like legs crossed with the Russian lady, acting like they're at New York Fashion Week with his kneecap out. That's why he got his leg crossed, so you can see that his kneecap, and he don't even have it crossed like a man. He's like He's like all the way in there, you know? He's like all the way in there. Yeah, so they showing who they you know, they show who they are with. Like you're like, oh, they said Rocky is a Negro. I don't know if he's a Negro. He look, I don't know what the hell he is. And if he is, he might have signed a contract that says he ain't a Negro. Like once you sign a contract say you somebody else, you know? Ain't nothing you can do about it. That's what a contract is for. It's to con you and they will track you down. You belong to them. In the court of law, and no one is above the law. So yeah, so I think I'm kind of done today. I just wanted to come up here and just to show you like Brazil, as like you see with Brazil, where it says Sol de Janeiro. Remember how I always say like de Janeiro, Sol. I don't know if you could see that. It's like Sol de Janeiro. So you see how it says Jane. See how it says Jane Arrow, Jane. So, you know, it's just like where they say in soul, like the sun, soul, and then Jane. So it's still like the spinoff of Jane, because Mary Jane or Jane Doe, it's the spinoff. You got to understand that Mary and Jane, they're just giving homage to Mary. And Mary will be the American Negro. She will not be an Eve descendant. She will not be the biogenetics of Eve. She will be more of the biogenetics of Adam and of people of that area in of Adam area. Like I don't know. Anyway, make it make sense. So yeah, so Mary, and when they say that the solar Janeiro, it's like you know, it's Jane. It's just like talking about Mary, like just like Jane and Joe or John Doe, Jane Doe. It's the same thing as John and Mary or Joseph and or Pocahontas. When you think of Pocahontas, it's just in language. Poca meaning little in Spanish, and Hontas meaning ashamed in Spanish. So the Spanish version of them explaining this, because you know the Spanish people are the one that won the Spanish and American War. You already could see that, or most of the stuff is like a lot of our language is based off of Spanish sometimes, right? So yeah, so I forgot. Oh yeah, so Pocahontas, Poca being little, Poca and Hontas being ashamed. Because if you look into the story of John and Pocahontas, he was messing with a young girl. So you know, Pocahontas is being this little person, you know, and to be ashamed to be messing with her and having children with her. That's you know where supposedly John Smith was doing with Pocahontas, supposed to be of the Jackson breed, of the pure breed blood. So, you know, this young Mary birthing whatever is to come of James, George, whatever, Christ, whatever name you want to put there, depending on your race. So anyway, yeah, so just to show you that everybody that keeps talking about this like Jane, this and that, it always leads back to this area. It never these origins. It always comes back here. It never leads back to Russia or China or this and that, and it would never lead back there. All these homages to these names that they are, you know, the Santa Maria or the Jane, this and that. It always comes back to this woman birthing this pure woman virgin, whatever, you know, and that's where they're getting the Virginia, the Maryland, Bloody Mary when they came in and started killing everything, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna come back with I'm a little bit tired. I'm gonna come back with a lecture, of course, with history of Negro history. I only really specify in that, and I do talk about other people and their cultures, but I don't know much about it. I just know that they're not from us. When they talk about Aboriginals, I saw somebody put where Malcolm X was saying we are Aboriginals because ab means from and then original. But you got to understand that don't make no fucking sense. Like if we were aboriginals, right? Because ab means from and it means original. So in that same concept, if I say I'm coming from the store, right? If I say I'm coming from the store, if they say aboriginally from the original, right? That means we're not. That means whoever's aboriginal in Brazil, that means you're coming from us. You're coming from the original person. That don't mean you're the original person. That's where the word from is coming. That's why they put the word from there. You cannot skip over that word. If I say I'm coming from the store, what's the main concept? Like me? No, I'm not gonna say I'm the store. I'm coming from the store. The from is the store. You understand what I'm trying to say? So what is the from for the Aboriginal? Like where are you coming from? Like you see what I'm saying? The Aboriginal is coming from something. Me, I'm not the store. I'm coming from the store. The store is the base. You see what I'm trying to say? If I say I'm coming from the store is the base. So if Aboriginal is saying they're coming from the original is the base that you're coming from. Just like I just came from the store, you came from the original. So when people say Aboriginal, the Aboriginal people were here first. They were never in the South. The Aboriginal people were never in the South. Stop bothering American Negroes. Just get it through your thick, stinky ass scalps, your red head, whatever head, no curl ass head, Asian head, I don't give a fuck, coolie hair head ass. Understand that no Aboriginal was from the South. They were from South America. America is very fucking big. If Christopher Columbus say he comes from America, it don't mean he came to the whole goddamn America. He went to a part of that shit. You know how far America could be? I could go to South America. That takes forever. So Christopher Columbus, and that's just another thing on Christ. And then Colombia, like we already know that Christopher Columbus is not a real person. That was the West Indians people bringing Asians over and doing an Asian fusion, an Asian Jamaican fusion restaurant. You understand what I mean? But anyway, we understand all of those things, right? So stop playing with our fucking top, saying that an Aboriginal is a people from the South. Stop bothering the old Southern money. It's our money. It's our wealth. It's our blessings. It's us that was chosen. We are the natural selected on that fucking farming ass land. It's nobody else but us. We are the farmers. We are the preacher's daughters. We are all of that. It's no fucking Aboriginal doing all that stuff. We don't know what y'all got. We don't care how much you copycat because you come from. So do what you got to do in whatever languages you got to do it in. But stop bothering the original people like we were last when we are first. Because everything is in reverse. Stop putting us last. Because we literally are first. And guess what? Time is up. Time is up. And the reverse is reversing again. So we're going to be back up anyway. Whether people like it or not, we're going to be back up. So how are we going to be back up? If we start to get on one accord, even if we don't like each other, and start to boycott everything. You know how bad I wanted to go places and do things and buy other outfits and buy. No, I'm doing things so different, so strategic. It's like they're gonna have to raise all the prices in food and rent and this and that because they're no longer gonna be able to get any wasteful spending from me. I'm no longer supporting any more of those black owned restaurants, the black owned nothing, those white owned. I don't give a fuck what color it is. If it's a crayon color, I'm not supporting it. It better be me people's. It better be mine and me and mine or mine or us. It ain't gonna be me spending money on with nobody else. The nose been rolling off my tongue. Like no, 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 nah. Get somebody else to do it. So yeah, all that has been just coming off the tongue very easily for me. I've been not going really nowhere. If I do go places, it's gonna be like something that makes sense, like strategically free, like figuring out how free it's gonna be. Not because I'm being cheap, because I'm boycotting, because I'm not known as supporting. That's not a part of the Negro based group. It's not gonna be. You're gonna sucker me into supporting black owned nothing because a lot of these people are very educated that own these businesses, understand what the word black really stands for. So for them to continue to mockery and mock us by saying, "Oh, come black owned," knowing that is those are the people that's coming from Mexico. You know what I'm saying? That's the cancer out black people. We're not blackened. We were not blackened. We were not kicked out. We were not exiled. We were not cursed or whatever. Romans. We're not those people. We didn't learn different languages. We didn't become Babylonians. Like, so stop bothering the original Negro, trying to crumble everything we had going on here because we stayed on one accord, and we have to get back on one accord and just ignore because it's so many people. It's such a big crowd that you can only have your back against the wall and do it the best you could, fighting out of this paper bag. You see what I'm saying? So everybody just be very aware. I just want American Negroes to win going forward. It's going to be no choice. If you make these moves, you're going to have no choice but to give up. When we were boycotting the bus, when Nichols was boycotting the bus, that lasted for what, 1 day or two? Because the money wasn't right. We was walking to work. They was like, oh, these niggas ain't playing. They got it together quick. And they either was busting people upside the heads or they was making compromises. So you gotta pull the money back. They don't care about you marching or what you saying or how many signatures. Because you black anyway. You dead and you outlawed. So what the hell is any of your shit mean anyway? It doesn't mean nothing. You're not gonna get nothing passed for you because when something gets passed for you, it gets passed for all black people. It doesn't get passed for the American Negro. An American Negro is the one that's crying, not the African that's an entrepreneur selling hats and gloves, not the East Indian dude with his fruit stands and his Dunkin' Donuts and his calling me all day for my social security number. Or, do I have to continue on with all these witchery people, all these wicked witches in the West that's over here, these long nose, toucan sand nose people, all colors? Like, come on. I'm not putting a color on it because literally you got to go by features. Because it's a lot of Negroes, it's a lot of white skinned people, it's like a lot of toucan sand noses, different kind of noses, all kind of features, forehead sticking out here, chins mad skinny, little tiny apricot chins. Like, you got to start painting the features. It's very easy to figure it out at that point. Yeah, man, I just wish everybody luck because it's very much very divided right now on which way Negroes should go because Negroes are very aware of the scam. It's very obvious at this point that a lot of this stuff was made up. The timelines don't make sense. Them having horses don't make sense. They be having horses on the island. Horses don't origin from the island. You're taking horses over. They'll show you a movie about the 18 something and they'll be on a horse. And it's like, well, how did y'all get horses if y'all weren't even here yet? Because horses origin from the North Americas. It comes from like over here. So it's like their stories never add up. They be having guns and muskets, and it's like, where did you get the gun from? If you're in Africa in the 1700s, it's like none of this shit make any sense. Now if you start watching some of the movies, now you can kind of see that they just saying anything. Like the Woman King movie didn't make any sense. I was like, how did they? It was like she was fighting the Muslim black people, the black Muslim. They had horses and all that because they was already coming over here conquering to the Americas. And what year was that they were saying? So when you start watching these movies, you're gonna start seeing the timelines. It's just made up. They're saying anything now because the gig is up with that African shit. Because we all know that most of that African stuff was from the South Americas. That's really where most of that Indian, all that stuff really comes from. And the American Negro has always been civilized. Always been civilized. That's why y'all want y'all civil rights here. Because we are civilized people. And to be here, you got to be civilized. You got to get a job, you got to act right, you got to work, be with God. You got to, go to school, get your education. But now, for some reason, it works for everybody that's immigrants that's coming here acting like they God this, God that. They did their education, but the Negro isn't. That was our blueprint. That was our Bible. That was our way, our will, our way of living. So how does it now it belongs to somebody like we done sold the rights? That's what I'm saying. Did we sell the rights in the Jubilee? Are we selling the rights? Are they trying to sell the rights again at this point? This is a crucial time. Because the contract is up and everybody understands that. But do we understand if anything has been renewed? How do they renew it? We already can see where China and Russia's at with it. They tried to put a balloon over here. I told you already from my last live. I said that the last live they put a balloon on top of our saying they were shooting balloons out. And I told y'all what was going on. And then they already was getting away with some bombs. So we just got to understand going forward is going to be a boycott. There's going to be no going out. There's going to be no spending money on unnecessary things. If you could do stuff, do it yourself. Do it at home. Make nicer meals at home. Try to be strategic in your grocery shopping. Make sure that you're like putting things in the freezer, like, buying in bulk and putting things like, try to be as strategic as you can and save as much money as you can and try to own with that money you're saving, try to get into ownership, try to get into some type of asset grabbing because they're trying to put the poor out of here. They're trying to get like people that don't have nothing. They're trying to put y'all into a point of where you should just be in a grave. They don't even want you here. So, you're going to have to be digging yourself literally out of graves because they're trying to put you in graves. You know what I'm saying? So, you already see that they're trying to kill people by the mass. You know what I'm saying? Here. So you gotta understand, it's not that many Negroes left, right? They already tore us up. They tore us up. It's not that many Negroes, pure Negroes left, and it's a lot of mixed Negroes and all that kind of shit, right? And mixed other, a lot of people that don't understand that they're mixed with Negro. They don't understand it, but who gives a fuck, right? Where would you get that poofy hair from? You're not getting you unless you got Ice Spice here. Some people they mix with African and they get that Ice Spice here. That's like that Russian, African, Asiatic kind of. But if you got like very like fine, curly, fluffy hair, where do you think you get it from? That comes from the American Negro. The American Negro has a specific kind of fluffy, rooted hair. And it's like a fluffiness to it. So where do you think you get it from? Some of these Spanish, some of these people don't get it. But anyway, they still are mixed with Asians, so let them pick the side that is winning anyway. The Asian side is winning, and that's why they don't acknowledge us, because everybody is on an accord of saying F the American Negro because everything belongs to us. The Lion King, everything that we see is ours, bro. It's the mother of Mary. It's hers. You know what I'm saying? And that's our mother. It's our moms. You know what I'm saying? It's not theirs. It's like secondary down, hand me down Marias and Janes and all that. They don't have the primary woman in men like us with the original base. So it belongs to us. Our shit. And we are the elders and this and that. So, people just gotta stand up. And that's why I continue to come up here. Because if people don't continue to do this and we niggas just continue to say, oh, whatever, they love that. They love for you to just say, I'm doing okay, I'm doing it. But don't do okay, or don't take what's yours and do what is listen, that's the way of the world anyway. It has to come back to your hands. Just get ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it belongs to you. And when it comes back to you, you'll realize why it was yours. Because when it was ours at some point, they described this place like heaven. So you understand what I'm saying? Now that hell has reigned over, they wanted to go back to a heavenly state. It has to come back to us. You understand what I'm saying? And and the men gotta wake up. The Negro men have to wake up and start taking some of the weight off of these women so they can do their role more more womanly role, and stop doing both roles, because it's not a good balance, and that's why things are not working out for our race group. And we're the majority of here, but we're not the winners. See what I'm saying? Because the men lead. The men are doing worse than the women, and if the women think that that's okay, then continue to be the men and the continue to be the continue to do some push-ups and get that back strong. You know what I'm saying? Because you choosing to keep this weight on you. How are you going to alleviate it without any help? Oh, you don't need no help. Oh, the independent black woman, they understand what that means to them. They keep putting me out in the wrong directions. As much as I hate these black Negroes and how grimy and disgusting they are at this point, they're going to continue to be that way until the hamster wheel stops. You're going to keep spinning the wheel. It's not going to change. You got to jump off the hamster wheel. Much you don't like them, something's got to change. If you've been ignoring them and this and that, then you got to change that so things can change. I don't know how you're gonna bring these niggas back from dirt. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to be too hard on American Negro because some of them have a lot of potential. But even with the potential, they make the whiplashes so hard on them that they feel like quitting a lot. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of situations, they got to see women making more than them, and she got to talk to him a certain way because he don't really want to give up what he made to the whole pot, and that's what you got to be doing and think because she's doing it. So it's a lot of issues. I hope everybody figure out that the man has to do way more work and the woman has to work with him because he's so far in the dirt that unless it's a teamwork effort, it's no I in team. So if you think he's going to do it alone, then, let's just continue to be both roles and get them push-ups. Gym partner, anybody? Gym partner? Get them push-ups, get that workout, get them weights in. Because that's we're going to be playing both roles if we don't participate with them on trying to figure out a better platform for them, and stop trying to date the white man or this guy because he has your Negro benefits. That's when his family and them came. They didn't have no assets here. They stole those assets and they've been passing those assets down. So they're not all that. They're just thieves. They're just pirate Caribbean knights of the thieves of the nights. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all they are, and let them be what they are because cheaters never win. You know what I'm saying? We doing the slow turtle run. We're not the rabbits with we're not the rabbits with the tight eyes cheating all day. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm done motivating and bothering you guys on a Saturday. I know y'all don't want to hear this on a Saturday. Y'all like, girl, where is the blunt and the drinks at? And I do got that. I do got all my stuff together. So I am going to be chilling and relaxing. I was already chilling and relaxing. I said, I was doing a lot of talking and the person that I'm around wasn't listening to me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to come on YouTube because people on YouTube listen to me and y'all my friends more than anybody. And like literally, I don't even have no more friends because I feel like YouTube has, like, not YouTube, like YouTube and TikTok, like y'all have put my friends or people I knew or grew up all my life with to shame because it's like, I haven't even witnessed somebody I knew or grew up with comment on here. And it's not like I'm some nobody. Like, I be outside. Like, I've been outside. I've been fighting in the streets. I've been entertaining enough people where people can be like, hey, girl. But crickets, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like after all this time, it's like people are weird. And I started to distance myself. And I feel like you my friends more than they my friends. Like, is you kidding me? Like, I'm going to ride with the people that's riding with me. I don't care if I know people or not. I feel like minds is going to stick together. So if I don't know people like that got like minds and I know, and I got to meet people in stream or do whatever to get like minds to encourage the right thing, then I'm sticking with y'all. You know what I'm saying? So we locked in, no switching up. Locked in, no switching up. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday and come back here. I'm gonna probably come back in 2 or 3 weeks, so don't be looking for me. Y'all can always hit me on Instagram. People hit me on Instagram. Some people are weird. Not some people. Like one person was weird. And not a female. It was a guy, whatever. He was being weird. Like, don't ask me no weird questions unless it has something to do with like my topics. Don't ask me about my personal life and I didn't even get to say hi or a good hello to you first. And you ask me about my personal life. It's like, bro, like relax. Like, I don't even know who you are first. Let's get 3 sentences in and then start asking about my personal life. But anyway, and then some of the questions that they ask, it's like, bro, watch my show. Because I've answered a lot of personal stuff about myself anyway, and those things have been said. So anyway, but hit my Instagram if you are cool and you just want to talk about cool stuff or just like shoot me some videos. People be shooting me videos. People be writing me mad. Like I got some people that be writing me mad stuff about like their little affairs of their life, and I read all that stuff. I might not respond to everything because I do got like a good 10 people that hit me a lot, and I literally like and read and do comment here and there to all of it. So I don't want people to think that like, oh, you're bothering me. You're not. I have no life. I got time. And yeah, hit my Instagram. I am gonna try to start working on TikTok. Not right now because I still haven't gotten this together. I want to get this on a PC so I can see how well I'm working on a PC and then see if I can do my TikTok from my PC. And then I'll probably start doing TikTok as well on conspiracies only, not history or culture, because TikTok is too diverse and so many people come into the feed where I just feel like it would be. I mean, you could do it. I could do it, but I just feel like I don't really want to base it to like culture based because YouTube is more educational for me with this channel. But TikTok, I want it to be a little bit more fun, and I want anybody that wants to be there because it's not like I don't like people, and I do not hate anyone. I actually like everyone. I just want fairness to occur before we could incorporate other people. I gotta make sure my people, my stuff is good because we've been suffering, and now that we see why we've been suffering, we gotta straighten that. We gotta give it a straightening. We gotta get the hot comb. We gotta give it a nice kitchen straightening. And once that gets all together, we feel comfortable. Once I feel comfortable, and I feel like other people feel comfortable, like yeah, we're giving good opportunities here. If we want to get these certain opportunities, loans, homes, this, that, and it's fair priced it, and it's fair percentage, and we got fair jobs opportunities and certain positions. It shouldn't require only education since they put us in a situation of having to work at a young age to help the home out. They shouldn't really expect poverty people living in projects and these projects where they were making projects of us, making projects of these people. That's why it's called the projects. It's like your project. We're just gonna put you in, put this in, because Chinese people live in tight quarters. We were never living in tight quarters. We always had homes, houses in areas and in places family oriented. But now they put that for them in the suburbs. That's their suburbs. And they put us in a project type. No. And it's like, oh, if you choose to be in this jungle gym, and it's just it was an experiment. It was the worst experiment you could have agreed upon. You know what I'm saying? People thinking that they trying to save their children and get away from these men and this and that because they got them high, they was getting them drunk, and they got them all smoked out and this and that, and it's continuing on with a lot of other things now. They're not stopping the attacks. So we just gotta band together. We gotta get it on, and of course, at some point, I would love for all black, Negro people, Negro, Indian, West Indian, Spanish, Black, all colored people from America, the full Americas in the Caribbean. We gotta understand that, and then some of Africa, because it's all based from the all going there is black, and then coming or it's like out all the outskirt is other other benign colors. But this is a Negro black this is a Negro and dark and Negro world. You know what I'm saying? This is all about America, North America, and South America. The war was always about the North and the South. It was never about really the East or the West. The East and the West popped up like in the late 18, 19. Here they come out of nowhere because they were just getting here. These races was just formulating. We were here before. Don't let them say they were here. These Muslims, and they were from the test of times. No, they don't create us. You understand what I'm saying? So have a brain. And we gotta stop going against each other. They gotta stop bullying us. Because let's be honest, we're not bothering them. We're not bothering the nigga. Because I'm telling y'all, and always my issue is always gonna be towards the black and Negro, the one that would pass the crater, the one that's all over here acting like they Haitians and French and Jamaicans and this and that, the Caribbean or whatever. No, but that's my beef. My beef is with them because they already know that they're selling people. They're selling their people out to the Muslim Arabs. They brought some Asians people back over here. They know the Moors, whatever the case may be, whatever deals is being made with our government of people that had higher education and also Spanish, Brazil, black, whatever they was going on, making this Latin mixture, and it just seemed like it turned into a big turmoil against the person, against one base group that should not be living that kind of lifestyle. I don't know. I don't want to because everybody wants to talk about their own stuff, but you got to understand what's your resources there. So you focus on that. You get your coconut. You get whatever the fuck your resources there, and make sure you benefit off of it. But the resources that we don't benefit off of none of these resources, and it's a whole shitload of resources. It's a lot of wealth and health that comes with it, and we don't got no access to none of that. It's only a little bit of Negroes that traded us out, that plays this little nasty role with these nasty, they talk all like nasty, like, and they go along with the Kunta Kinte story, like, Alex Haley. I don't know how much they pay these nasty Negroes, if they're even Negroes. They could be infiltrators or mixed breeds where they don't really care about their Negro side, they only care about their other side. I always tell you, when they're mixed breeds, 9 times out of 10, because Negroes have had it so bad, their father or their mother would get talked about so bad, like, oh, she's a drug dealer, but they know that it was an attack. It was a purposeful attack. And then the other side talking so dirty about them is purposeful too, to bring hate. So you could be a good infiltrator for them since you're mixed anyway. So anyway, you gotta be careful out here. And yeah, just get on code. I think everybody should have a good understanding. When I do get my little PC set up, I'm gonna be taking calls. I'm gonna set up the what is it called? I'm gonna set up. I don't never remember that streaming, but I'm gonna set up the streaming thing where you can link on. I just don't want to do it on this laptop, and I might do that. And I might have a PC by April. Dealing with all the bills that I got. It's looking like April that I'm gonna be looking for that. But once I do want to hopefully have some type of feedback because I'm tired of being up here by myself. That's why I don't come up here that much either because it's kind of like going to be repetitive, of course. because it's not like history is literally about slavery and us and Negroes. And they just only why it's about history is about that because they just wanted to brainwash us and train us into something else. No one else gives a. They don't care. We've been on this earth for about 3,000 years, right? Before Christ, after Christ, whatever. It's so cool. I've been here for mad long, right? Been like 2,000, 3,000 years. Why are we only stuck on the 1700s? Like that's history is literally about slavery, the patriot, the people coming over here fighting, and it's literally only they don't talk about nothing else. When they talk about anything else in history, it's like very little. They don't. It's like nothing really much to talk about. It's like, oh yeah, you was an Egyptian. Yeah, we had this one thing here, and then that was it in Egypt, and that's it. Don't talk about nothing else. And yeah, white man came out of nowhere. It's like, bro, and then the whole history, everything that gets talked is from Negro. It's from America. It's like this is it. So it's like, yo, we're a big fucking deal. We're a big deal. Don't ever think any less of yourself. We got to get back to being. We always been very like this. They could never stop it, but now it's time for the comeback because unfortunately we always had this in us. So you can't keep a good man down. The Jamaicans are really weird at. They understand this. They knew it was always gonna come popping back out because they understand. Yeah, understand. They understand. We understand. So the white people are the ones that deny it. You can see like the Irish people. You can tell they've been lied to, for real, for real. Like they don't know what's going on, or they are real good liars. Cause these white people that live in the South really think they from the South. They really think they're Southerners. It's like how? Who would you be related to when you're from this? Like originating from the South. I don't care what kind of accent. I don't care how red your neck get. No, no. You must be a descendant from a Negro. It's possible. A lot of these people had Negro great great grands, whatever, and then they just continued to whitewash it just to get a little bit of access to property or this and that. A lot of people from Texas, they moved out to Boston, Massachusetts, and they were passing for white until they turned white. They just started feeding the white back into a white, feeding the Russian or whatever back into it. But it was Negroes originally, kind of messing with some of these men and women. And, they would just turn the family into just like the Kardashians. Like the Kardashians could keep going black and there'll be a black family eventually. You understand what I'm saying? Like only thing the Kim kids have to do is just marry a black woman or man, and then boom, the family is black. It's like going to be damn near no other race really showing anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because you need a whole lot of white for it to beat us. So you need a whole lot of Asian, Chinese, white, Latin, to beat us. So yeah, just try to get back to where we belong, which is number one. America always been number one, but the original people from America has been last. So we just want to get the original people back on the podium on every aspect. We don't need them to be like we the entertainers, but guess what? They're not the entertainers, so they're CE. They make these fake jobs in marketing. We don't need no marketing, so they make these fake ass jobs that get all the money, get all the pay. But we are the product. We always are the product. So pay attention, man, because do we really need somebody to sell us? No. Products sell themselves technically if it's net needed. So you could definitely get rid. And then that's why when a lot of these jobs crashed, Negroes were still working. We worked the actual hard labor jobs. These people work at imaginary jobs that don't really exist. So when the companies crash, so does their fake or their fake marketing and whatever jobs it goes because it's not needed. It's no. Then they got to go back to their country or move to different states. They all over the place. They're nomads. They're nomads. So anyway, they got to understand and get it through their fucking thick ass orangey head. I don't know what kind of carrot head cop ideology they have. I don't get it. Like you're from Russia, you're from China, you're descendant, and they say, oh, uh, Nazis. Nazis are the knot-headed Africans. Nazis are Nazis. That's for black Germans. They more determined to black Germans than they are to white Germans. And then with Hitler was talking about the blue and blonde hair race, but I continuously show you that they never talk about the skin color. That was left out on purpose. The skin color is left out on purpose because the blue eyed and the blonde hair homage is going to the Solomon Island, Pacific Islander, where these Caribbean and these Asian people are coming from, which is the Eve gene, the evolution of Eve. Yeah, so they keep talking about the blonde hair and the blue eye race, but it's really they never talk about the skin tone because they're really talking about the Solomon Island, and Solomon Island is just a descendant of the original specimen man, Jack of the Jack. He's the two women, the Elizabeth and the Mary, is the ones that's making these black children, and you got to understand that then it comes all trickling down to a lot of stuff depending on your your geography of where you originated from, of how you're gonna feature out. So anyway, let me get out of here because I always say I'm leaving and I don't leave because I haven't been here for so long, and then I be having mad stuff in this phone that I do not go over because it's like I haven't been here for so long, and it's like I can't go over all this stuff. But I try to put out as much important stuff that means something to me. So I hope I got out as much as I could that I feel like is important. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, guys, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I love you guys, and make sure you come back and catch me whenever I am. I know I'm being a little bit difficult, but when I do get all set up, I'm gonna be putting like maybe the time, like scheduling, so I could probably get a better crowd of people that want to come and talk to me. Yeah, so I can't wait for that to happen. Hopefully, time frame in April next month. I'm aiming for. But like, share, subscribe, and enjoy the rest of you guys' night. Try to share as much as you can so my views could get back up. I don't know why they shadow banning me to the point where I got little to no views. Like my views are so low. But I just take that as I'm saying a lot of things that they may not want people to hear. And a lot of things that I say, you've seen it on TV and the news. So it's like I am definitely saying something that needs to be heard, but yet my views are low. But anyway, I still do appreciate whoever steers me strong. Super Chucky B, Joe, Josh Locken, Yusan, all the people that always hear like D-Son, DC Hard, you always hear Karmar, Yisan, and everybody. I can't remember everybody. I'm terrible with names, but yeah, so anybody else that always is here, y'all know who y'all are, and I do appreciate y'all being here from some people from day one. It's been a little bit. It's been a little minute. It's been a little minute. I've been up here, so I do appreciate everybody that's been sticking with me. And I'm always gonna be up here. Don't think I'm just disappear. And if I do disappear, it's YouTube. And hopefully you can catch me on Instagram and TikTok, and I can figure out what I'm gonna do. But I don't really do nothing to get kicked off. I don't never really get like do talk crazy. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But yeah, just stick with me, and I am going to try to upgrade and get some feedback from whoever wants to talk. So enjoy the rest of you guys' night later.